We're rolling, baby. Welcome to the WWE Now WrestleMania Preview Podcast, a WWE Fanatics original production. Listen, it's here. You can feel it. You can feel it. It takes a little bit of time throughout the week. It builds and it builds and it builds, and we finally gotten to the point where there is no denying it and there is no stopping it. WrestleMania is here.
We've been counting down for what seems like forever. So the fact that it is finally upon us is truly surreal.
It's surreal. It's surreal. Like, there is so much going on right now that has to come to a head. Mm-hmm. And it comes to a head literally this weekend, Saturday and Sunday in Las Vegas on the ESPN app, Netflix internationally. And I don't know. I mean, I'm looking in terms of questions being answered. I think both of these days are full, are absolutely packed of must-win scenarios, of storylines that we've been waiting to bubble over. So I want to go match by match.
All right, let's do it.
And I want to hear what you think about these matches. I want to hear who you think is going to win these matches, or who you want.
Okay.
Who you want to win these matches, Megan. So we know that first hour of each night. On Saturday, it's going to be on ESPN2. Sunday, ESPN. So we know in that first hour what the two matches will be. One of those is a massive six-man tag, LA Knight, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso versus Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and IShowSpeed has once again found himself wrestling on a tent pole PLE.
It's crazy.
Without ever necessarily wanting to, and this one is the granddaddy of them all. Do you think that there is there a logic to bringing IShowSpeed into this match if you're the Vision? Is this Logan Paul being obsessed with eyeballs, or are we underestimating Speed?
Or are we underestimating the curse? I think that's a question as well. Because
is Speed still cursed?
He's still cursed.
Ooh, that's bad news.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And I mean, we've seen what has happened to people who have been under the curse before.
Yeah, they get pyroed off the top turnbuckle.
I would say the Vision might be underestimating the impact that the curse can have.
Wow.
Because why would you welcome a cursed member in to your group with stakes so massive that the title's on the line at WrestleMania?
And it's on ESPN2 in that first hour. No, I would probably not. But look, here's the thing about Speed. Number one, he's taken a licking before. Mm-hmm. All right. He got that.
Oh, you mean when he was sawed in half by Braun Breaker?
Yes. Teammate, by the way, of Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Like, is there something to the idea that he's already taken punishment on that level? Maybe he can withstand more than the Usos or LA Knight realize.
More than they realize, but more than one of the greatest tag teams ever can bring.
I didn't say more than they're capable of. I said more than they realize.
Yeah, I think you look at IShowSpeed and you say this is a guy who he hasn't been in the ring for this type of match.
For any type of match.
Maybe you overlook him, right?
Yeah.
But then there's IShowSpeed and he goes, well, I was sawed in half before and lived to tell the tale.
Right. He got thrown into his own equipment by LA Knight.
Yes.
Leapfrogged. I mean, listen, he's incredibly athletic.
No question.
He shows speed regularly. But you're going to need more than speed. I mean, I can't. Look, the Vision always have a plan.
And they need to continue the momentum.
Logan Paul and Austin Theory are tag team champions for a reason. But I just can't believe the LA Knight, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. I just can't believe they're going to lose this match.
I can't either.
Yeah. I think this is all Usos and Knight.
Yeah, and I think LA Knight has, a chip the size of Las Vegas on his shoulder.
That's right. That's right. Good thing that's where it's happening.
That's right.
Because that's how he fits the chip in there in the city. And you're right. And a lot of people were asking where LA Knight would land at WrestleMania. And here he is. The second match on that first hour is going to be the unsanctioned match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre. I think we might get a lot of fun in that 3-on-3 match. I think this is not going to be about fun.
No,
I think this is going to be
kill each other.
Yes. Pure and utter violence. We saw the beatdown that Drew McIntyre put on Jacob Fatu. He has brought up Jacob's family. He has brought up Jacob's past. Drew McIntyre, and this is nothing new for Drew McIntyre. This is how he fights. He will stop at nothing to try to get that mental advantage, to break you down mentally before he destroys you physically. But Jacob Fatu is a different beast.
I mean, Jacob Fatu has been looking to kick Drew McIntyre's teeth out since Jacob Fatu was taken out of action.
Since somebody, Jacob says Drew, kicked Jacob's teeth out of his mouth.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, listen, unsanctioned, a lot of times I would say actually favors Drew McIntyre.
Because he's a psychopath.
He's heartless.
Mm-hmm.
But Jacob comes from a different world.
What world?
Well, he comes from a world where nothing is sanctioned. Okay?
I thought you were going to cut the promo.
Wow, he went from EBT to WWE.
That's
okay?
right. He did.
That's how he got to where he's at right now. And I think that I think that what Drew has been doing is potentially waking up that beast. Now you talk about LA Knight and people wondering where he fits in at WrestleMania. People have been waiting for Jacob Fatu to have his moment for a year now. We saw him last year at WrestleMania. People have been waiting for Jacob Fatu to have that rise, to be in that main event scene. And I think that this match, keep in mind, both Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre were in the mix in the WWE Championship picture only weeks ago. Drew McIntyre was the WWE champion. I think that whoever wins this match, you gotta believe that they're in line to be in that picture again.
Yes, for whoever's the champion.
I think that Jacob Fatu has been waiting for this opportunity. I think fans have been waiting to see this opportunity for Jacob Fatu. I think the complication comes with Drew McIntyre, because Drew McIntyre has been somebody who has been run over before when people are having their moments. And I think Drew McIntyre is sick of that position. And I don't think Drew McIntyre wants to be the one who it's at his expense that Jacob Fatu has a moment.
And once again, be run over by the same family that cost Drew McIntyre so much.
That's a great point. That's a great
The
point.
same family, once again, in Drew McIntyre's life, but in a totally different scenario.
I mean, Drew McIntyre's made it real clear how much he hates the bloodline. And we didn't see Jacob Fatu pop up until kind of post-bloodline, Bloodline 2.0. But the fact is, when you see that family tree, Jacob Fatu's name is on it. There's no question about what family Jacob Fatu is representing and what family he's a part of. So yeah, I mean, I wonder if that comes into play. That's a great point. I want Jacob Fatu to win this match. That's what I'll say. I want, and apologies to Drew McIntyre, I want Jacob Fatu to win this match.
See, I want Drew McIntyre to win this match.
Why?
Because I keep thinking back to WrestleMania when he was cashed in on, right? He was cashed in on by Damian Priest.
40.
It was just WrestleMania 40, this Drew McIntyre moment. I would like to see him get past Jacob Fatu. I would like to see him have the win at WrestleMania.
Can you imagine how mad, like the warpath that he'd be on if he beats Jacob Fatu in an I told you so scenario? The warpath that he'd be on coming off of it. I mean, it'd be great. Yeah. That's going to be one to watch for sure. Okay, let's get to where we move over to the ESPN app. Let's talk about a match that we have talked about a lot.
Oh my gosh. When you think of WrestleMania, though, you think of entrances. And Sam, I spent earlier today watching the new music video for Liv Morgan's song Trouble. And I am telling you, all of Las Vegas is going to completely lose their minds when Liv Morgan makes her entrance.
You think so? Is that your prediction? Is that your bold
Yes.
prediction?
I mean, I don't know if it's bold.
Is that the Morant lock of the week?
That's right. That's your mega lock right there.
Mega lock.
Las Vegas
It's your Meg.
losing their minds. That's right.
Yeah.
To Liv Morgan
Well, yeah, no, I could see it just melting.
because she's trouble.
But okay, she is trouble. But at the same time, Stephanie Vaquer commands a lot of attention.
She does.
Okay? Can you imagine a stadium full of people going, ah, 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 ah? Don't pretend like you wouldn't like to see it.
I would.
I know you would.
Hey, I mean, we saw during one of the, I think it was Triple H, he was pointing out a fan in the crowd who had the Stephanie Vaquer, the little horns on that she wears.
That's
I mean,
right.
People love Stephanie Vaquer.
She's very inspirational. People
Yes.
can relate to that story of somebody who just had a dream and had to fight and fight and fight and fight with every corner and everywhere she went. It seemed unrealistic. It seemed unattainable. Yet here she is with the gold. All that said, Liv Morgan's pretty good at fighting too. I think this is Liv Morgan's night. I think Liv Morgan wins the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania.
I'm right there with you. I think
Wow.
Morgan is going to remind a lot of people that while her entire career happened with the best facilities, in the best place, which is WWE, she still had to fight. She was never the chosen one. She was never, the one from the beginning. She scratched and clawed. She redefined herself, and she got to the position that she's in because of the work that she put in as well.
And we might revisit this when we talk about CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but I think that you have to give that a certain amount of credit because as much as that story of having to be scrappy and fight for everything is relatable, there's another story where you have to fight from the inside to change perception of who you are, which is also incredibly difficult to do.
Yes.
And happens across many different industries. And that is the story of Liv Morgan. And I think that, you talk about those WrestleMania moments. She's been hungry for this one for a long time. I think Liv is one of those people who has the ability to be on top of the division. But you don't get to be on top of the division if you're not champion.
That's right.
That just is what it is. Speaking of champions in the women's division, let's talk about the tag team championship.
Oh, it's loaded.
Let's talk about a fatal four-way where Nia Jax and Lash Legend on the road to WrestleMania win the women's tag team championship. And now they're looking down the barrel at Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, at the Bella Twins, and at Lyra Valkyria and Bayley defending the tag team championship in a fatal four-way. First of all, I think that this match is such a great showcase for what has happened in this division over the last, say 6 to 8 months. It's been remarkable.
Yeah. We talk about the depth of the women's division all the time. I think Big E was the one that sometimes he looks at the men's division and say, hey, you guys are the ones who have to keep up because you can see all of this talent, all of the young, but then there's Nikki and Brie Bella, Hall of Famers, and they've made history in this industry. They believe that they still can make history in this industry and that they can hang with the younger generation and that they can be better than the younger generation as well.
I was talking to Charlotte Flair on my radio show, and I was talking about how one thing that strikes me in this match is that there are so many generations. That's how quick the women's division is moving. That when I say generations, I mean more like moments that you categorize this division.
Charlotte Flair has history with everyone in this match.
Well, there's 2 members of the 4 Horsewomen. There's the Bella Twins that were around for the Divas division and the Divas Revolution. In fact, Nikki Bella was the one that lost the Divas Championship to Charlotte Flair when Charlotte Flair won it for the first time. You've got Alexa Bliss, who was right there, right around the same time, maybe slightly behind, but basically the same time.
The goddess.
As the 4 Horsewomen. Then you've got Nia Jax, who is right there after Alexa Bliss. Then you've got Lyra Valkyria, who should be the rookie in this match, but you look at Lash Legend, who just got called up and has done nothing but make an impact. So when you look at these, do you think that Nia Jax and Lash Legend are leaving with the championship? Or do you think there's a team that has better odds of surviving this thing and coming out with the belts?
Look, when I look at this match, it's Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss really stand out to me as such a strong, dominant tag team because of what they've been able to accomplish in the last year that they've been a team. And there were a lot of questions when they first teamed up. How will this friendship sustain? What will this friendship look like 6 months from now? And I think they've answered every single one of those questions. Charlotte Flair is known for WrestleMania moments. Alexa Bliss, she's back in a match at WrestleMania. I like to see these two come away on top.
I love that logic. But Bayley had this stolen from her last year.
She did.
Horribly stolen, actually.
I don't.
Terribly, rudely.
A lot of people liked
selfishly.
it. A lot of people liked it. I saw fans crying tears of joy.
It was based on a lie. We know that to be true. The poetry that I see in front of me of Bayley losing that moment, of Lyra still being able to win the tag team championship with a different partner, but then losing it one night later. This was supposed to happen for them a year ago. The idea that a year later, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, after everything, come back to the same stage with the opportunity to walk out this time in the same stadium with the Women's Tag Team Championship, I can't let go of that visual.
Well, hopefully Lyra doesn't lose the championship for them the next night.
Okay.
So,
Speaking of that,
hopefully,
hopefully
it would be a great
hopefully.
great moment at WrestleMania, but how do you follow it up?
Right. You're saying she didn't follow it up well last time?
She lost the championship
Well, her team lost the championship.
because of
I mean, maybe very fierce
You're
opponents.
gonna have to go back and watch the tape.
I would have to go back and watch. I haven't watched since for a few months now. But I do know that Becky Lynch was involved. And Becky Lynch walks in to WrestleMania 42, WrestleMania Saturday, as a challenger for the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee. AJ Lee, the woman who has beaten Becky Lynch in every imaginable pro wrestling context. I mean, you could do a mixed tag, you could do a war games, you could do a singles. Becky can't beat AJ Lee. You could do a face-to-face promo. Becky can't beat AJ Lee. You watched Raw last week. You saw what happened. Becky was
She brought up her daughter.
all she said was, "I'm going to be your daughter's favorite wrestler." And Becky was like, "True," and hurtful.
It cuts deep.
Well, guess what? You know what's going to cut deeper?
Don't come from the children.
You know
Come on.
she's not coming for the children. You know what's going to cut deeper? Becky laying down and looking over and noticing out of the corner of her eye, AJ Lee is back victoriously holding up the Intercontinental Championship. That's going to cut deep, and she's going to have to go into coffee full time.
I tell you what, if Corrupt Car is the referee, I'm staging a walkout.
Well, I think that'd be fine with a lot of us.
Staging a walkout of WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Me and all the Becky believers will walk right out of that stadium.
Okay, so the remaining of us minus you three will enjoy the match. How about that?
There's a lot of Becky believers out there.
Are there?
You're underestimating all of us.
Okay, well, guess
That's
what?
typical of
Nobody's
you.
interested in your walkout. Nobody's interested in your. How does it feel that you're already making excuses for a potential Becky Lynch loss?
Not making excuses.
You've
It's been a lot of
already said
corruption.
there could be a corrupt official.
Becky Lynch does not lose at WrestleMania. In matches that aren't rigged.
Oh,
Okay? There you go.
I'm glad you qualified that
Yeah.
because no. Look,
It was rigged. She was sick. She had the flu. It was heroic that she even battled in Philly.
Jordan had a good flu game. You don't remember that one? Chicago
I'll
doesn't
have to
ring
go
a bell.
back and watch
okay,
the tape.
okay, you go back.
To watch
We
the
both have homework
Yeah.
to do, I suppose.
I've watched the
Yeah, no. I think Rhea Ripley would have questions.
Yeah, I'm taking Becky Lynch in this one.
You are?
Yes,
Whoa! Do we have the siren around here? That is shocking to me. You're going with Becky Lynch.
I am.
DQ or she wins the title?
She wins the title.
Whoa!
And I'm just going to cry tears of joy because it's been a year that Becky Lynch has been back in our lives. And it's been a hell of a year.
Yeah. I'm a little worried that if that were to happen, you'd be insufferable.
Me?
Yeah. I feel like if Becky Lynch won the Intercontinental Championship back, you the day after your marathon would be a picnic.
Yeah, pretty much.
In terms
No?
of what would you say would take more pride in? What would make you brag more? What would you be more proud of? Qualifying for the Olympic trials or watching Becky Lynch win the Intercontinental Championship from AJ Lee at WrestleMania?
I think the second. For sure. The second for sure. Because when I was
Wow.
warming up to qualify for the Olympic trials, you know what shirt I had on?
I don't know.
Becky Lynch shirt.
Oh. Would you say that? Do you think that had a huge impact on? Because your pace was incredible.
Yeah, I was thinking of Becky the whole time.
Really?
Mile 20, I was, playing that song, I'm no one shadow, in my head. Didn't have music.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You were
Yeah.
thinking about it the entire. That's like 2.5 hours, right?
Is that creepy? Is it weird? They told you not to be weird around the talent at World.
They did. Yes, they did. I mentioned that line.
I might get a talking to after this podcast.
I mean, look, if you want, here's the thing. It's weird if you didn't win, but the fact that you qualified, I feel
It's
like if
working.
it works, it works. Okay, well, I think AJ Lee's going to win the match. So we're going to have
Typical of you.
we're going to have to part ways on that one. I do want to mention, though, that the #1 fan festival, Fanatics Fest, that's returning to the Jacob Javits Center.
Oh, nice.
In New York City from July 16th through the 19th, 2026. It's a must-attend event for WWE fans. You'll be able to meet your favorite superstars and enjoy surprise appearances all weekend long. WWE Superstar autograph and photo opportunities at Fanatics Fest go on sale Friday, April 24th at 10 a.m. Eastern. Confirmed WWE Superstars for photos and autographs include, listen to this lineup, Io Sky, Jey Uso, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Cody Rhodes, Jacob Fatu, Liv Morgan, Randy Orton, Rhea Ripley, Stephanie Vaquer, Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, and Becky Lynch.
I'm going.
More WWE Superstars will continue to be announced, so fans should stay tuned to Fanatics Fest social channels for the latest updates. Fanatics Fest tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com.
She's going to have the title at Fanatics Fest. I can't wait.
So you think she's going to win at WrestleMania, hold it at least through July?
Forever. Yeah.
Wow, that's going to be crazy. A match that I think has a lot of people intrigued into how it came about. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. A lot of people thought when they speculated upon who Seth Rollins' opponent might be, they started thinking about all the Paul Heyman guys. Mm-hmm. When people speculated about who Gunther's opponent may be, they were talking about the career killer and all this stuff. But here we are. Gunther, I have to say, feels like he's a step ahead of everybody in this scenario.
That's fair to say.
The fact that Rollins didn't see it coming. The fact that Heyman doesn't know what Gunther's up to. But the fact that Gunther, throughout this whole thing, has appeared cool, calm, collected, and in control. This is such a tough one. It's Seth Rollins' first match back after injury.
6 months.
It's the beginning of Seth Rollins finally getting to have revenge on Paul Heyman for everything he and the Vision did to Seth Rollins. On the other side, it's Gunther. It's the career killer. It's the man who retired AJ Styles. And before that, John Cena. And before that, Bill Goldberg. I can't see both of these people before walking into WrestleMania and finding out they were going to be against each other. I would have said, well, Gunther and Seth Rollins both have to win their WrestleMania matches.
Absolutely.
Only one of them can. And to me, that's a wild scenario to be in.
Yeah, how does Seth Rollins go away for 6 months out with an injury? The Vision takes him out.
Right.
He's coming back. He needs revenge.
And he never lost the World Heavyweight Championship.
Never. And he told us that his priorities, number 1 is to get the World Championship back that he never lost. And number 2 is to completely destroy everybody involved with Paul Heyman.
And what do you
the Vision.
And what do you have to do to get there? Win at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Gunther's not showing up to lose.
I want to know if Gunther's interaction with Paul Heyman backstage has anything to do with Gunther being out there against Seth Rollins, you know?
It does. It always does. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I've made this mistake before. I'm not going to make it again. Remember Royal Rumble, both of us. AJ's going to win, right? AJ's going to win, right? You got to pick Gunther.
Right now, you have to.
You have to. What can we do? Is that what we want? Not me. I don't want that to happen. I want Seth Rollins to win. I love revenge Seth Rollins. I want Seth Rollins to beat Gunther and that to be the end of it. I'm not going to get myself in that position.
John Wick, Seth Rollins?
I love it. I'm not going to get myself in that position.
But it's Gunther.
It's Gunther.
And this is what Gunther does to us. Wouldn't it be great? Oh, wait, it's Gunther.
Are we lined up on this?
Yeah, we're in agreement.
The main event of night 1 of WrestleMania is Cody Rhodes defending the undisputed WWE Championship against Randy Orton with Pat McAfee. I mean, just looking at the way he's got that eyebrow cocked in that photo annoys me. I love Pat. I've loved Pat for a long time. I love Pat as a human being. I love Pat's contributions to wrestling, except for the last 2 or 3 weeks. Everything else has been great.
We're in lockstep on that.
And I have found myself in this position where regardless of what's going on, regardless of who's happening to what and why is happening to where, regardless of all of it, I badly want Cody Rhodes to win.
Yeah, in the words of Cody Rhodes, go home, Pat.
Because that's the way Pat will go home. Here's the thing. I want Cody Rhodes to win because as much as it would be magical to see Randy Orton get that 15th title win, As much as we've all been waiting for Randy Orton to get back in that championship picture since he went down with it, since he returned after his injury, I don't want to see it at the expense of Cody Rhodes. I don't want to see it at the expense of Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And I certainly don't want WrestleMania to end with Pat McAfee celebrating with the WWE Championship, which that title has been on display in his studio on his show on ESPN.
The replica? The one that Cody said, we'll get you, fanatics, you make it?
I wish. No, Cody's.
It's disgusting.
It is. Isn't it disgusting?
It annoys me.
It does.
I need Cody to end this
Me too.
and send Pat McAfee home.
We want Cody to win.
We do.
We love Cody. All right, let's get to night 2 of WrestleMania. But before we do, Megan.
Oh, I got to talk to you guys about Tops Now. Because to celebrate WrestleMania 42, Tops Now is releasing a commemorative set featuring the biggest stars competing in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
Each set contains a complete set of 14 superstars plus one hit, which can either be a serial numbered parallel WWE legend short print or an autograph. Sets are available only on Tops.com until Monday, 4/20.
Oh, you got to get them. You got to scoop them. Scoop them up. Again, the first hour of WrestleMania Night 2 on Sunday on ESPN.
The worldwide leader, baby.
What we know is we're going to get on ESPN in the first hour of WrestleMania a 6-way ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Penta versus Rusev versus Javon Evans versus JD McDonough versus Dragon Lee versus a returning Rey Mysterio.
I thought you were going to do that. Rey
Mysterio.
Yes.
You like that?
Feels right.
Listen, when you look at that lineup, the fact that half of it is luchadors, I would say Javon Evans certainly luchador inspired. I'd say then you look in the other section and see J.D. McDonough, who redefines the term fearless. Yes. I mean, this is a guy who will do anything to be in a scenario to win a match, and we've seen it happen, especially when the stakes are this high. And then you've got Rusev, who is this base of pure, unadulterated power, who will crush ladders before he allows anybody to climb up and grab the Intercontinental Championship for themselves. I mean, Rusev is one of these guys that, like, look, he returned, I believe, wasn't it on the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania last year?
So now he's been back for a full calendar year.
And it's like, okay, what have you got for us? Mm-hmm. Well, if you can walk out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship, that's a career-making moment.
Yeah, but then there's Penta, right? And we've all been along with Penta on this journey and becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Sam, even you smiled. Even you smiled when Penta defeated your beloved Dirty Dominic Mysterio to become the Intercontinental Champion. People have loved following Penta since he's been in WWE. We heard it on Unreal, right? Paul Heyman. Hey, we got something here with Penta.
Yeah.
And the crowd reacts every single time. Penta defending his title in a ladder match, which if anybody knows anything about Penta, he's known for ladder matches.
He's very good at them. Very good at them. He's extremely good at ladder matches.
I gotta go Penta.
Listen, I as much as I would like to see Rusev have a moment, as much as I think JD McDonough is going to do something that makes our hearts stop, as much as I think seeing Rey Mysterio in this situation at this point in his career is unbelievable.
You have to pinch yourself every time you see it, right?
Absolutely.
You have to.
As much as I think Dragon Lee and Javon Evans are going to show us what they're capable of, I'm ready for a Penta reign as champion. I saw him defend that title against Vikingo on AAA. I want to see him walk out of WrestleMania's Intercontinental Champion. I do. I really do.
Oh, man.
Okay. That was a visual. I hope you're watching on YouTube. The second match that we know is going to happen in that first hour, could be the match that opens the show, we don't know for sure, is the match that some people would say is their most anticipated match this year at WrestleMania. It's the match that I think the segments on television have left everybody with their jaws on the floor on the way here. I mean, a battle of two absolute beasts, one of whom has conquered the world in, minutes. He's barely been here for a cup of coffee, and he's got everybody's attention. Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this match.
The Oba entrance is going to be unbelievable. I know I talked about Liv Morgan's entrance.
There's going to be a lot of unbelievable entrances. I think that's okay.
But I think Oba Femi, his entrance could steal the show on night 2.
Okay, do you think, again, Oba Femi has gotten the best of Brock Lesnar multiple times on television, not in matches, on television. Brock Lesnar is a guy who has excelled in the NCAA, in the WWE, in UFC. Brock Lesnar has also acted as a spoiler on levels that people can't understand. You cannot understand what WrestleMania 30 felt like if you weren't there. And I don't mean you, Megan. I'm talking to the audience, of course. But if one wasn't there for WrestleMania 30, like literally nobody thought Brock Lesnar was going to win. Nobody thought that the streak was going to end. It is obvious. The Undertaker's streak, the Undertaker wins that match at WrestleMania. When Brock did that, the world stopped and wrestling was changed forever. And I think that while I want to see Oba Femi win this match. I think it becomes a career-defining moment if Oba Femi wins this match. Brock Lesnar is the guy that stops that in its tracks. And I don't think anybody can act like that's not a possibility in Las Vegas.
Remember the way that Brock Lesnar looked up at Oba Femi and all over his face, it looked different. Sure. Brock was reacting in a different way. Not in a just he got the better of me, but in a...
Who is this guy? What is this guy?
This could be trouble.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar rarely ever gives the look of this could be trouble.
Sure.
I haven't stopped thinking about that. I don't think Brock right now has the answer for Oba.
You don't think, though, that Brock... It's almost like, does Oba really want Brock to have that realization before WrestleMania? You don't think Brock realizes in that moment, I don't know what this is, and then decides to go to the drawing board and find out what this is before he gets to WrestleMania?
Yeah.
I mean, people thought he wasn't going to beat The Undertaker. He beat The Undertaker. People thought he wasn't going to succeed in UFC. He won the championship, the heavyweight championship. This is Brock Lesnar.
So maybe Brock Lesnar has us right where he wants us once again.
I don't know if he has us where he wants us right now, but I know that when you're Brock, you're trained in a certain way that nothing matters until Sunday. Mm-hmm. It's not about where he is now, because I agree with you. I remember that look. It was unbelievable. But where's he going to be on Sunday? And it's a similar position to what we were talking about with Gunther, where I think the minute you count Brock Lesnar out is the minute you've made a mistake.
So you're picking Brock.
No, I'm picking Oba.
Me too.
I gotta see Oba win this thing.
That's a heart pick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Harder than I think people realize.
Yeah.
And by the way, on my podcast, like, I got a lot of emails in, on the Monday show of WrestleMania week going like, look, I really think Brock Lesnar's going to win. I think it's going to be tough. I really think Brock Lesnar's going to win this match. So, I mean, it's certainly not a given. Speaking of not a given, it's been a complicated road. Jade Cargill defends the WWE Women's Championship against Rhea Ripley. And this is another conversation you and I have had. We want to see Rhea Ripley back in charge of the mountain, back on top of it, back being the person who represents the division. And in order to do that, you got to be the WWE Women's Champion. That said, Jade Cargill does not want to let this thing go. Jade Cargill does not want to prove any haters right. Jade Cargill doesn't look at Rhea Ripley with awe.
No.
Jade Cargill looks at Rhea Ripley as a nuisance.
Jade Cargill believes that she is the top of the mountain, that she is the main attraction of the women's division.
That's right. That's right. I think that this is the ultimate state. Here's what I hope for Rhea Ripley. She's not thinking about her friends. Whenever Rhea Ripley has been successful on the biggest stages, she's only thinking about being successful on that stage. She's not thinking about her friends. She's not wondering if anybody's okay. She's not wondering who else is doing what else, where else. She's focused on the task at hand. I hope Rhea Ripley shows up in Vegas to throw a Rhea Ripley party. That Rhea Ripley shows back up, because that's a Rhea Ripley that I've been missing. The one that is there to be the one that everybody follows. And that Rhea Ripley should be the women's champion. That Rhea Ripley wins at WrestleMania. If that Rhea Ripley shows up, I'm Rhea Ripley all day long.
Well, I tell you what, on Friday Night SmackDown, I even texted you this. Rhea Ripley's entrance music hits, the crowd erupts as they always do. It's the loudest pop you're going to hear. Loudest pop. Rhea Ripley's music hits. And all of a sudden, she's making her way to the ring with this look on her face. She's not high-fiving fans. She is beelining to the ring. The intensity, you can read it
Oh, yes, she did.
all over her face. Rhea has been brought to a place where she means business right now. Not that she didn't before. She always meant business, but she is locked in and focused in a way that before she didn't maybe necessarily have to be.
It has to be on a different level for WrestleMania.
Yes.
It has to be on a different level for WrestleMania. It has to, when you are going to reclaim your throne on the biggest platform that this industry has to offer, it has to be on a different level. And so you're 100% on the money to point that out.
No more Miss Nice Girl. She is Rhea Bloody Ripley.
Wearing an Io Sky t-shirt. Get Io out of your head. No friends when you're champion. Ask Cody. Let's go with, speaking of championships, the Intercontinental Championship. Trick Williams, I hope with Lil Yachty, should be with Yachty. He's a great manager, by the way.
The echo of Whoop That Trick through Vegas, it's going to be deafening.
That's another entrance for you.
Amazing.
I agree. Versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got booed on SmackDown.
Crazy.
And when Sami Zayn said, I know my true fans are out there, let me hear you. Pin drop.
No one was there.
But they made noise for Trick.
Of course they did.
I mean, listen. I think that Sami Zayn is smiling. Sami Zayn may be a man on an island. It's not the first time people have booed Sami Zayn. This is Sami Zayn we're talking about. This is not somebody who doesn't know how to function unless he has the approval of everybody. If Sami Zayn can remember that, he's not going to have a problem. If Sami Zayn can even use the boos for motivation, he's not going to have a problem. But if for 1 second he gets blinded by the light reflecting off of those bright white lemon pepper steppers, he's done. Trick Williams has done such an incredible job of capturing the imagination of WWE fans. And, you know, I think if it were anybody but Trick, those boos would be for Trick Williams. But they're not. It's up to Sami Zayn. See, Sami has been looking for this moment for himself for so long. But Trick is here to collect on his.
Sami Zayn needs to remember that just a few short weeks ago, General Manager Nick Aldis told him there's no spot for him at WrestleMania.
He says full. WrestleMania is full.
The Royal Rumble's full.
Full. It's full. And now he's made his way. And I hope that puts that fight.
That
puts that dog in Sami Zayn.
But it is so interesting because Sami Zayn, for the longest time, he's been an underdog.
Yes, and I do think that is a misnomer in the sense that I think Sami's wrong about that. I don't consider Sami Zayn an underdog. Sami Zayn's one of the best wrestlers on the planet.
Of course he is.
How is he an underdog? I think Sami Zayn's got to get out of that underdog mentality. I think that's it. That's a great point to bring up. Because I think Sami Zayn, if he wants to win this match, needs to own the fact that he's one of the best professional wrestlers on the face of the earth.
And he's going up against a rookie and Trick Williams.
You're right. You're not an underdog. You should be the favorite by a mile.
Even though the crowd is going to be chanting, whoop that Trick, and Sami might be getting some boos, he's walking into WrestleMania as the champion. He's walking into WrestleMania as the veteran. He ain't no underdog.
That said, we want the same thing, right?
Trick? Yeah.
Let's go to Dominic Mysterio.
Oh.
Versus the Demon Finn Balor. We know this to be the case. Advertised graphic. It's on a graphic. Demon versus Dominic.
This is tough for you.
I mean, he could loosen his boot, have it slide off his ankle. He could throw a chair in the ring and hit the mat. He could have a hammer tucked into his sock. He could grease up his hair extra greasy so you can't grab him. There's a lot of tricks he could play, but I have rarely seen a trick work.
With the demon.
on the Demon.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for the Demon to come back for what, 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a different Demon. I think this is a Demon that is based upon a Finn Balor who's got to prove himself. We haven't seen what Finn Balor, even 3 years ago when we saw the Demon, he was a Judgment Day Demon. Judgment Day threw him out. What is Finn Balor without the Judgment Day? What's the Demon without the Judgment Day? He's got to remind everybody.
Because a lot of people forgot who Finn Balor was.
That's right.
Finn Balor reminded everybody in Belfast, did it again when he went and faced CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship, but still is lingering back in the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day kicks Finn Balor out, and Finn Balor needs to remind people once again of this side of him.
I'd rather not predict this match. You can if you'd like.
I'm going to go with the Demon.
Oh. I want to tell you that WrestleMania is back in Las Vegas, and WWE Slam by Tops has the winning ticket. Test your luck and chase WrestleMania back in the saddle cards, celebrating WWE's biggest names. Collect futuristic, high-energy action cards with infinite 26. Relive the greats with the WWE Hall of Fame Class of 2026 set, and finish the weekend strong with main event Road to WrestleMania cards, plus the iconic Topps Chrome WWE Collection Challenge, where users can win physical hobby boxes. That's huge. For Vegas, we do it big only in WWE Slam by Topps. The main event for night 2 of WrestleMania is Roman Reigns, the OTC, the winner of the 2026 Royal Rumble, against the best in the world, the World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk. And I told you this, I believe I came to this conclusion on the Raw recap at Madison Square Garden that we did a couple weeks ago. But the fact is that I didn't grow up, but I was a CM Punk fan for many, many years. As a much younger man, I loved CM Punk. Still love CM Punk. Still a huge CM Punk fan. I think CM Punk's amazing. I mean, just, he's recently cut some of his top 5 promos of all time. But I realized, and I said, in 2013, you would have never got me thinking that this could be possible. But there is no doubt in my mind. There's one thing that I want to see, especially with all the hoopla that's been connected with other matches and the main event of night 1 of WrestleMania. I don't want to see the Bloodline. I don't want to see anyone. I want to see Roman Reigns versus CM Punk one-on-one.
Smash them all.
Smash them all. There's a difference, though. Roman Reigns has never had this moment completely by himself. It's never happened. His early WrestleMania main events, yes, he was on his own, but that was a very, very different Roman Reigns. This version of Roman Reigns, what's the one shot that every opponent has taken at him when he gets into that war of words? What's the one thing that every opponent has said? You can't do it alone. You need your cousins. You need your family. You can't do it alone. When fans boo him, what's the one thing that they say? Yeah, but he can't do it alone. If WrestleMania Sunday ends with Roman Reigns holding the World Heavyweight title in the air, and he just did it on his own, what on earth are you going to say now?
We're back, baby, right?
We're back and better than ever.
Yes.
I mean, now we're in a position where this guy has proven what the tippity top of the industry looks like and why everything revolves around the tribal chief.
And he walks out with the World Heavyweight title, which that very title was a title created when Roman Reigns was holding both championships.
And now that one's his. What are you going to do about it?
This is very tough because I've really, really enjoyed CM Punk on this road to WrestleMania.
Of course.
I mean, I think the promo he cut 2 weeks ago,
Unbelievable.
top 2 promo of all time.
Could be.
That's what a lot of the internet has been saying.
I love the internet.
And it's CM Punk as champion has been so great. These back and forth encounters between him and Roman, the way they've brought up their history, going back to the Shield, going back to the early CM Punk days. And I feel like we've seen all sides of CM Punk on this road. And when his music hits, I'm going to be cheering for CM Punk.
I do.
But then when Roman's music hits, I'm going to have my one up to the sky. I think given everything that's going on with WrestleMania right now and all of the hoopla, as you so eloquently put it,
That's how I put it.
it would be very fitting if Roman Reigns walked out as your champion.
At WrestleMania 40, I was standing next to you and Lars from Rancid.
That's so cool.
And you remember that I looked at Lars from Rancid and I said, Lars, I'm not ready for this to end. And Lars said, Sam, I'm not either, as Roman Reigns walked out with the championship. And that's the night that it ended. 2 years later, I'm ready to get it back. I want it back. I want it back. What can I tell you?
I am ready to see Roman Reigns dominating once again.
Oh my gosh.
It's wonderful to see him on our TV screens. It's wonderful to see him at arenas like Madison Square Garden, but it would be even better if we saw him walk out of WrestleMania as champ.
Isn't that amazing? They called it a reign of terror, and all we want is to have it back. WrestleMania goes down Saturday and Sunday, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, first hour on Saturday, ESPN2. On Sunday, ESPN. Then over on the ESPN app, Netflix internationally. We will be there to recap both nights of WrestleMania here on WWE Now, so make sure you're subscribed, leaving comments and likes on YouTube. We'll see you after WrestleMania.